I like to work out.
Nope.
If you think I'm gay, raise your hand.
Yep.
Can't lie when you smoke a lot of pot.
Nope.
No, am I a sick bastard?
Yep.
I'm pretty limber for my stature.
Nope.
We're just talking about nothing.
Yep.
Elvis Duran and the Morning Show.
And how many people raised their hand when Nate said, raise your hand if you think I'm gay?
I did. Rob Shooter did.
Several of us. There you go. The vote's in. Majority of us think you're gay.
I honestly, it would be much easier in life if I was.
Even Nate raised.
Oh, no. Hey.
Why is that?
I don't, you don't know
think
that.
It would be. I get way more guys sliding into my DMs than girls. Way more.
So you're saying it would be easier for you to be a slut if you were gay?
Yes, absolutely. I would be a great man slut.
You'd be a great.
Oh, okay, well, there you go. Slut. Speaking of man sluts, welcome, Rob Shooter.
What a song. Every time I enter a room, that plays.
Get your money's worth from Barry.
There you go. Rob Shooter's here. What a festive Friday. You know, we have new Music Friday going on, Rob. We're playing new Mariah. Did you hear the new Mariah Carey song?
50 times. I'm obsessed. It's like old school Mariah. And why is she back on a car in the video? She loves a car. She's on a motor car in every video. Mariah's in that motor car.
Well, yeah. She likes it in the boot, as they say. We have. Oh, have you heard the new Ed Sheeran song that came out yesterday? We're playing that today.
Great
Sapphire,
song.
so
Great
good.
song. Great song. I love it when these songs come out and you remember them and they've got tunes to them and you can hum them all day.
Yep.
I love that. Now, we've got things to cover with Naughty But Nice, Rob. Let's start with Diddy. You know, just right downtown, Diddy on trial every day. More drama comes out. What are you looking at?
Yeah, so I was down there a couple of days ago at the trial and talking to people and seeing what's going on. And what's interesting to me is for the last 2 weeks, we've been hearing about these freak-off sessions and tapes, but we've never seen them. The jury hasn't seen them. And so I asked the lawyer what's going on, and they explained to me that's going to be the star witness at the end of the trial. They're saving it to the end. So they want this jury to go into deliberations with these images scored into their mind. And so they're going to save that till the end of the trial. And then the big question too is Diddy going to take the stand? My insiders say that they wouldn't be at all surprised. This is somebody who believes in themselves for 20, 30 years, has been able to talk their way out of pretty much anything they want, and so Diddy might take the stand.
Do they still say they're going to be done earlier? Because I know they said they were ahead of schedule.
Yeah, they're really flying through this, and so I think they said 8 weeks at first. It looks like it's probably going to be 6 now, but it does feel like it's been there a while, doesn't it? I'm ready for this now to wrap up.
Wow.
Wow. Well, that's what's going on there. And of course, yesterday some drama was Diddy actually looking at the jury and making facial expressions and like
Puff.
I don't know.
Puff. He got told off by the judge. The
Yeah.
judge said, "I'll kick you out of this court if you keep sort of smiling and nodding and making faces at the jury."
I do have a question. When they pick you for the jury, do they have to tell you ahead of time that you might see visual images that will disturb you so that you can say yes or no whether you want to be part of this?
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to say yes or no, though. They warn you, they give you the heads up, but you can't just opt out because something's going to happen that you don't want to see, because nobody then would be on a murder case or any of these really awful cases. But these videos, I'm told, are shocking, and they're going to show them not to the public. We're never going to get to see these. This is just going to be for the jury.
That's so traumatic for the people who are in them to now know that a lot of other people are going to see them too.
Yeah.
Yikes.
All right. I wonder if any names are going to come out. I think if there were names to come out, I'm assuming we may have heard of them.
Yeah, we
already.
would have known about them by now. And I think, too, the reason that this was a secret for so long is Diddy seems allegedly he kept it pretty small. It looked to me as if there was only 3 people in this room. It was Cassie, it was Diddy, and it was potentially a sex worker. And so these were not initially, before the trial started, I think we all had this image that it was going to be like Eyes Wide Shut, that it was going to be thousands of people in these massive orgies. They weren't. They were really small events in hotel rooms with a camera. And so that's probably why it was a secret for as long as it was.
Wow. And how does Johnson & Johnson feel about the baby oil concept?
Oh, jeez.
Can you imagine? It's not a good look.
No, well, they didn't mean it. It's not their fault. Hey, let's move on to Hailey Bieber. You know, she's been in the news past couple of weeks as her company became worth over $1 billion on paper, at least. But how is Justin merging into this story?
It's really complicated. They've had trouble for a while. I think it's been pretty obvious to anybody that has been watching it. Justin's been through a lot recently. He's been very, very honest about his own mental health issues, and so things there are very, very tense. Throw on that now $1 billion at a time when Justin might be struggling financially. It's a lot, and so my insiders are telling me he's adjusting to this. You would think if your partner was suddenly worth $1 billion, you would be out celebrating at Nobu. I would be out every night. I would love it.
Me too.
However, if that relationship was based on Justin being the star, the breadwinner, the guy in a traditional sense, it's quite tricky, I think, for Justin to adjust now that really the person in that family now that has the money, it's her. She's got $1 billion. And
that has been the reason a couple of celebrity couples have broken up in the past, because one started out the bigger star and then the tables turned and the egos couldn't handle it.
I witnessed it when I worked with Jessica Simpson. When Jessica married Nick, Nick was a star. Nick was really well known. Jessica had some music out, but she wasn't really doing that well. And so when Jessica exploded on the Newlyweds and became the star, you could see the tension. It's I think in all relationships, not just celebrity relationships, when the rules change is when trouble happens.
That's wild. Crazy.
It is wild, but I don't know. I still think of Justin as being the star in the family, just because he's having some awful money problems, allegedly. You know, so but I'm you know, I hope it all works out, because they're both really nice people, and I've always been a big Justin supporter, even when the people were going at him, we were always on his side. I remember.
Wait, one thing, you said there's no prenup.
No
between the two of
prenup.
them?
No prenup.
So then he's not really in debt, is he?
Well, she now, God forbid they break up, or if they decide, you know, they were married in California and it's communal property, so Justin could walk away with hundreds of millions of dollars. There was no prenup. Ooh.
Okay.
You know, Danielle gave us a J-Lo story today.
Yes, Kiss of the Spider Woman.
Have you seen it?
With Jennifer Lopez.
Have you seen
I've
the
seen
trailer?
the trailer.
Okay, what are your thoughts?
I love her.
Yeah.
She's old school fabulousness.
She's old school
she
glamour.
just is from a different era. She's not human. She's an avatar or an alien. Like, she's just so ridiculously fabulous. And I mean it in a RuPaul type way, and that's a compliment. She's just wonderful.
Yeah.
And so this screener.
Wait, hold on. Is the RuPaul comment, is that a positive?
It is.
I don't know.
It is.
I don't know. You're fabulous. You know, in a RuPaul kind of way.
She'd take it. She would take it.
Did you see Cheetah Rivera
I
on
did.
Broadway?
I
Me too.
did.
And
I
that
did.
was fabulous. So
Fabulous.
you know.
And so I think J-Lo is maybe the heir apparent to Cheetah Rivera. She can dance. I know people who worked on the movie. She shot it in like 2 months in a real short period, and they said she didn't sweat. I know some dancers, and they said she did number after number after number.
Botox, don't they shoot up with that and not sweat?
No, she just never. And there was an incident too where she was dancing on a bar, and somebody had left a drink, like a coffee, on the bar, and J-Lo kicked it by accident. Then everyone froze, like, oh my god, she's gonna go mad. She was fine.
Oh,
she was
good.
like, no, it's fine.
Good.
Clean it up. Keep going. She was a real pro. I want this to be a hit. I love musicals. I love this genre. And if anybody can bring them back, it's not Tom Cruise. It's J-Lo.
Well, I love that too. And you know what? And I've always said, you know, we've had Jennifer Lopez on our show many times. It never was her as the problem. I think she surrounds herself with people that work for her that turn it into a problem.
I was the
sometimes.
problem. I worked with J-Lo too, and I was an awful person.
Okay, so
Explain that to us.
Wait, can I ask a question? Behind the scenes, you always hear they demand these things in their dressing rooms, and then they're like demons. Is it you that's demanding, or is it them that's demanding?
It's a combination, a little bit of both. I think it starts a slippery slope where when they start becoming famous, they want extra stuff, and not crazy stuff, but like some water would be lovely in the dressing room. I turned up today, Gandhi, and there was no water for me in my room. However, so I think these riders get bigger and bigger. But I remember I was with Jennifer once, and I had to explain to her that they didn't have her Asian pears that were on the rider. And Jennifer was like, what are you talking
Oh, wait, no, hold on. When she came to visit us, they had that on the rider as well.
Oh,
Asian pears and some. You weren't working with her then. It was other people. But then they also asked for some tea we couldn't find anywhere. And then when we mentioned it to J-Lo, she said, I never asked for any of those things.
She has no idea. It's a really funny thing, isn't it? When you become that famous and you have people around you. And I don't even know if you need to be famous, but when you're in a big job and you're the boss, people do talk on your behalf. So be careful who you hire.
Right.
Oh, that happens with Elvis. I'm positive.
What?
Oh, I know.
Right.
You get blamed for so many things that other people don't want to do. Well, Elvis doesn't want to do it. And no one questions that. They're like, oh,
Okay, well, that's going to stop right now.
Don't stop until tomorrow because I've got a reservation tonight under your name at a restaurant. Thank you, Elvis.
All right. Okay.
No, wait, my question about J-Lo and the... Sorry, go ahead.
He's going to Don Angie tonight on us. Thanks. All right, go ahead, Gandhi.
J-Lo and the diva stuff. Is it true that she bathes in Evian water?
No, absolutely nonsense.
I don't know, Rob. I heard it was true.
She jumps in a shower like the rest of us. Right. When you see her when she's not J-Lo, she's got no makeup on. Her hair's pulled back in a ponytail. And you're like, oh, Jennifer, shut up and sit down.
No
Let's order a burger.
Her little
No, she's like a regular... You forget, 'cause I think we love these people so much. They pick their nose. They go to the bathroom. Even Queen Elizabeth. They're regular sort of ish people.
They take duties just like the rest of us. I know you wanted to talk about J-Lo and Leah Remini because they were really good friends for a while.
Sad,
and then
isn't it?
It all blew up.
Yeah, they had a falling out. Leah is on the cover of Us Weekly this week talking about that falling out and saying they did reconnect a little bit after they both got divorced. They reached out to each other. My Jennifer sources are saying to me, absolutely, yes, but it's probably not going to.
And they were inseparable. They were besties.
What happened?
They had a falling out over Ben. She didn't really approve. Leah ultimately turned out to be right. She warned Jennifer that this is not a good idea, but you can never tell a friend that. When a friend dates somebody, you can't tell them the truth. They have to figure it out themselves. And so now I think, and maybe we've had this happen. I have in my life, people you were once really close with, you're not enemies with anymore, but you move along. Jennifer's moved into a different place.
Rob Shooter's here, of course, our Naughty But Nice Rob. One more thing we got to talk about. Then I got to play the new song from Ed Sheeran, which everyone loves. The Tony Awards. Our own Danielle is going to be on the red carpet representing I Heart Broadway.
Yes.
We're so excited for her.
It's great. So they're on Sunday. Have you got a gown, Danielle?
I have a gown. Yes, I do.
Very, very nice. And so on Sunday, let's do some predictions. So best musical, I think it's going to be maybe Happy Ending.
Me too. I think so too.
Well,
maybe Happy Ending.
Although I wish it would be Death Becomes Her because I love Death Becomes Her, but I think it's going to be
maybe Happy Endings. Best actor, I think, is going to be our friend Darren Criss.
Wow.
Who's in maybe Happy Endings.
Amazing.
My God, his ego is going to be bigger than ever.
I think best actress is going to be Audra McDonald.
So I have a question about this. So I heard that the whole Patti LuPone controversy really gave Audra the upper hand and helped her.
It did. They're still voting till today. So when Patti went after Audra, the Broadway community suddenly realised, wow, we really love Audra, and the one that's going to miss out here is Nicole.
But I also heard that because of Nicole's political views, there was issues there.
All of this happens when you vote for people. You don't just vote for their policies or their performances. You vote for them. So big night. I'm going to be watching it. Danielle, I hope I see you. I think I'm going. Wave when you interview. Is there one star you want to talk to? George Clooney? Who is it?
No, I like the real Broadway actors.
The real.
Yeah.
Great night.
By the way, speaking of George Clooney, good night, good luck. Of course, doing really well on Broadway. And it's live on. Sorry, that's the new music. We got to play new music alarm. Good luck, good night, good luck is on live on CNN and HBO Max tomorrow night or Sunday night, one or the other. Make sure you watch that. We love you, Rob.
Thank you for having me. I love you guys. Thank you very much.
And out of all, we're going to play your theme. Don't worry. And out of all of the that alarm, I got to work on that. Out of all the new music I talked about that's out today, Mariah and Sabrina and Ed Sheeran, you said that you liked Ed Sheeran the most. So we're going to play that for you right
thank you
in a couple of seconds. But first, where's his theme? There it is.